Good morning and welcome to Sunday School. Today we're going to talk about the Holy Guardian Angel. And what I'm going to do is share with you my introduction or preface or whatever they called it to this marvelous book by my friend Marcus Katz called After the Angel. And it's an account of the Abramelin operation. And it's a marvelous book, and I was honored to be asked to write the introduction to it. And here it is. And it was included in my compilation of introductions and prefaces and forewords to various books over a 35-year period. This is called Allow Me to Introduce. It's published by Weiser. And if you don't have it, and if you don't have the 30-some books that, or however many it was that I've introduced, this is probably your only place to get that facet of my work. So anyway, here we go. After the Angel, an account of the Abramelin operation, a 6-month working to attain the knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel, and that's the full name of Marcus's book, 2000, exactly 10 years ago. The epigrams are from something else that I wrote for Christopher Hyatt's books. Knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel is the primary goal of the ceremonial magician and must be achieved before any other meaningful magical acts can be accomplished. The Holy Guardian Angel will be the magician's teacher, lover, mentor, guide through the higher levels of initiation. Whether one considers oneself a ceremonial magician or not, the fact remains that the above experience, no matter what it is called, is a prerequisite for complete spiritual liberation. And here's the meat of the text. On July 11th, 1969, I celebrated my 21st birthday by getting deliciously high on Afghan hashish with my friend and songwriting partner, Charles D. Harris. The occasion was doubly celebratory because we had just inked a new recording contract with Epic Records and were preparing material for a second single and an album for that prestigious label, a work we were sure would finally bring us the fame and fortune we believed we so richly deserved. Charlie and I weren't just wannabe rock stars, at least not in our minds. No, we fancied ourselves troubadours of cosmic consciousness, magical bards, mystical magicians, psychedelic hippie poets, surfing the tsunami of cultural consciousness created by the patron saints of our generation, Bob Dylan, Dr. Timothy Leary, and the Beatles. Even our silly love songs were written as thinly veiled hymns to transcendent deity. At that sweet green moment of our life, our youth acknowledged no limits to our magic, and knowing no limits, there were none. With oddly egoless bravado, we resolved to write a new song on the spot. I leaned across my beloved Gibson B45 12-string and plucked an occult dictionary from the bookcase, closed my eyes and opened it at random, and blindly pinned my finger to a page. It rested on the words, Inner Man. 3 bowls of hashish later, we had our song. Deep within you, softly hear me sing. Find me, if you will. I've never not been anything, and I always will. All in the all, and the all in all. I am the inner man. All in the all, and the all, I am the inner man. See how each night becomes the day born with each new dawn. Death cannot claim the inner man. That's how life goes on. All in the all, and the all in all. I am the inner man. And when you find the inner man with your journey through, smiling, you'll find the one to tell it was always you. All in the all, and the all in all. I am the inner man. Now, our lyrics didn't spring from the depths of any character-building life experience or profound mystical traumas. Those terrible adventures still awaited us in the future. But I believe we were nonetheless onto something very real, something very important other than that excellent hashish. Our song was a corny cliche, naive and pretentious. But to tell you the truth, reading these lyrics 42 years later, I'm still impressed by the message. In fact, I'm hard-pressed to think of a more concise summation of the ineffable spiritual experience, the event, phenomena, illumination that is the subject of Mr. Katz's remarkable book. Knowledge and Conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel, or the K of C of the HGA, is a rather silly-sounding expression for a very serious spiritual event. One is almost embarrassed to say the words when discussing the matter with people unfamiliar with the esoteric history of the Book of the Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage, as delivered by Abraham the Jew unto his son Lamech, a grimoire of the 15th century. Or as the Golden Dawn, or familiar with the Golden Dawn or the works of Aleister Crowley. It's not exactly the same guardian angel to whom little Catholic children address their bedtime prayers, or is it? The intense and heroic magical operation that Mr. Katz performed, and that which he so ably describes in his book, was created by the magician Abraham of Worms, or Worms, 1362 to 1558. That can't be right. He was pretty damn old. I hope I corrected that. To trigger a tangible and objective mystical experience. Okay, I'll read that again. The intense and heroic operation that Mr. Katz performed, that he so ably describes in his book, was created by the magician Abraham of Worms to trigger a tangible, objective mystical experience. An eyes wide open moment of ecstatic union, even more real, life-altering, and memorable than one's first romantically charged adolescent kiss. It is the ultimate consummation devoutly to be wished. According to Abraham's theory, we're all, each, in a sense, an unfinished human being, a slumbering princess, until we've been kissed by, or united with, our questing prince, the HGA. The HGA, on the other hand, remains an unfinished spiritual being, a prince who will never be a king unless he's married a princess. Of course, the entire cast of characters in this fairy tale are simply metaphors for levels of consciousness and the mechanics of our evolving identity with those levels of consciousness. But sleeping princesses and hunky princes and kings and queens, and waking kisses and weddings and babies are pretty damn good metaphors for this process. Because the key that holds it all together, indeed the key to the nature of consciousness itself, from iron and rocks to light energy and Godhead itself, is love. But is love, as the Beatles sang, really all you need? In my book, Ask Babylon, Answers to Questions of Life and Magic, I try to answer the question, what is the fastest way to unite with the HGA? Here's what I said. Knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel is a love thing. Work on developing the ability to fall hopelessly, blissfully, passionately in love with God, or whatever your object of supreme deity is. Each of us is already trying to mate with our HGA every time we fall in love with someone or something. It's not really the person or object of our devotion we're falling in love with. We're falling in love with a perfected ideal, something that no person or thing could really, in reality, ever live up to. That ideal is the angel. That perfected ideal really is us. In fact, we'll discover when we and the angel are united. Until then, we're already armed with the only tool we need to lure the angel to us. Intense, insane, romantic naivete. A devotion so consuming it would embarrass us to death if we weren't so blinded by love. Unquote. The Abramelin operation is designed to systematically build up the magician's devotional muscles in a relatively safe and balanced manner, a process that, for those of us in the West, is not always easy to give ourselves over to. In fact, the operation seems ingeniously designed to gradually trick the rational mind into surrendering its sovereignty, at least long enough to become irrationally open to the influx of divine consciousness. What is especially valuable about the way Mr. Katz has applied the Abramelin operation to his own life is the way he performed this magical retirement amid the distractions and the madding crowd of his everyday, workaday world. I believe he succeeded in striking this delicate balance that is so necessary if one desires to ascend to the heavenly levels of consciousness while not prematurely abandoning one's incarnational responsibilities and opportunities. It's fair for the magician to ask, what incarnational duty could possibly be more important than the knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel? Why do I need to strike a balance between the world of karmic entanglements and the world of enlightenment? Why shouldn't I simply abandon everything in my life and pursue with one-pointed ardor this spiritual illumination? In Ask Baba Lon, I try to address this question as well. Knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel is a level of consciousness, and the straightest path to the HGA is devotion. If you can fall completely and helplessly in love with God, you are there. If this means you find yourself in a loincloth, jumping up and down on a street corner, blissfully singing Hare Krishna or Hare Crowley, then so be it. It won't matter to you because you and the beloved will be joined in ecstatic union. If, however, you feel in your heart of hearts, and that's where the Holy Guardian Angel lives, if you feel in your heart of hearts that you still have some mission to accomplish in this incarnation before hopping on the train and taking the straightest path to bliss land, then you should start shopping around to see what your mission is and customize your devotional quest for the angel in order to harmonize and manifest your life's mission or your will. And what about me? Has Lon Milo DuQuette achieved knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel? That's also a fair question to ask. And recall, this was 10 years ago when I wrote this. If I have, I confess it didn't occur as I pictured it would the first time I read The Sacred Magic of Abramelin the Mage. If I have achieved KFC of the HG, it came as a realization not of something that happened to me, but a realization of what I am now, awake, or at least more awake than the boy who wrote, I am the inner man. Perhaps the name of my holy guardian angel is Baba Lon, or Rabbi Lamed Ben Clifford. Perhaps that's the way it works. Together, you and the angel become somebody else, someone who writes love notes to oneself. Sunday school is dismissed.